Okay, so today I'm making coxinha, which I am so excited for. I've been wanting to make this recipe for so long. So I'm starting a little bit later today than I usually do on my day off, like 3:30. I had to go grocery shopping this morning, so that's kind of what took a while. I went to the Brazilian market and I got the requeijão for the recipe, and I ate a coxinha already there, as well as a pastel, and I ate gibito, which was good. So I'm just gonna get started, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Okay, cool. A coxinha has three main parts: the filling, the dough, and the outer crust. Right now I'm preparing the filling. It basically just consists of chopped onion, garlic, parsley, some shredded chicken, and seasonings like paprika, salt, and pepper. Really quite simple. And some of the recipes, when I googled them earlier, called to add cream cheese, but I asked Tia Kati and she hadn't heard of that before, so I decided against it. Instead, I just added a dollop of cheese, in my case, requeijão. When I get coxinha, like with Cassia John Paul, when I go to the Brazilian Cafe, it's usually like there's a little pocket of catupiry cheese on top of the chicken filling. So I probably should have used catupiry cheese, but that's for another trial. And I feel like I just saw requeijão at the market or at the cafe earlier today. There were a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I just didn't really want to spend a lot of time in there. Anyway, that's whatever. I expressed my sadness later in the video, but I'm quite positive that I bought the wrong parsley for this recipe, or I might have just used too much in my filling. Therefore, at the end, my coxinha doesn't taste like the real deal, but I mean, overall, I'm still happy with how the recipe turned out, and I do like how it tasted. I'll just have to make adjustments the next time that I attempt this recipe. It's just, lesson learned. Moving on. So my chicken breast is boiling right now. I need to make it into the shredded chicken, so I just covered it in some chicken stock, but I'm opening my requeijão, and it was actually kind of difficult. It's not like a screw on top, it's like, oh shoot. Doesn't really reseal really well. I'm gonna have to put it in another container. But if you taste it, it tastes so good. It tastes like Tia Kati's apartment, honestly. Oh, it's so unhealthy for you. But it's so good. It's gonna taste really good. As I'm working to shred up the chicken stock that I used to cook the chicken breast is still on the stove, and I'm waiting for it to boil. I added some more stock, some butter, and seasonings to start to flavor the dough. And then the bowl of flour to my left will be mixed in with the stock after it's boiled. Once you stir it in the pot, you need to knead it on a cutting board to really smoothen the flour throughout the mixture, kind of making the texture like Play-Doh. So the dough's texture when you actually eat it is pretty sticky and almost like a smooth chew. I don't really know how to describe it other than it's the texture of coxinha. I personally really like it, but I feel like some people might be really averse to it, kind of like tapioca. As you can see, I also made a huge mess. There's literally flour everywhere, so large cutting board. I recommend it. After shredding the chicken, I sauteed it on the stove with the cut up garlic and onion, and now I'm just adding the parsley and a small dollop of requeijão to give it a little bit more form. And then it'll be time to piece everything together. So if your dough is pretty sticky, you'll want to oil your hands to prevent them from getting kind of clumpy and dirty with dough. So my first attempt was a fail, but the way that you assemble is still the same. So first you're gonna roll a ball of dough in your hand and kind of smack it or flatten it into a circle. You're gonna spoon some of the mixture into the center, and then at this part I added the requeijão as well. And then you're gonna pinch the outside up and towards the center. The classic coxinha shape is supposed to look like a teardrop to kind of represent a chicken thigh. Coxinha, when translated, literally means chicken thigh. There's a huge like tail around it, like story, its origin story, blah blah blah. If you Google it, it will probably come up. Either way, it is just like such a good snack. And then lastly, you're just gonna dunk the coxinha into an egg and milk mixture and then totally coat it in breadcrumbs. This is just the outer crust and it's pretty easy. That's the last part of it. Okay, so trying it out. I already tasted like this batter mixture. And I'm so disappointed because I think I got the wrong parsley. I think I got Italian parsley instead of regular brand parsley, and it like totally overpowers it. Like, it's such a bummer. Or maybe I just didn't add enough salt. Maybe I should try that. But I FaceTimed John Paul because I was really excited about this one. And I already started eating. I deep fried them this time, which this is my first time ever deep frying something, which was a little bit daunting. But the parsley does kind of overpower it, but the dough tastes exactly like what coxinha dough is supposed to taste like. Like the texture's all there. And the requeijão gives it like a creamy texture, like buttery. Honestly? Oh god, the parsley. Whatever. I might add more requeijão to the chicken mixture. It's so bad for you. This is like so unhealthy. Catherine, you wanna try one?
After you just said, wow, this is so unhealthy.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can be in my video.
I don't look good.
You can pick one. They're like deep fried croquettes.